Aye, aye, aye. Sorry about that, guys. CTD went boof, took both my screens out. It was probably the mention of the hot tub, I think, that did it. Ah, what's my favourite chocolate? Oh, I do like Hotel Chocolat. Hotel Chocolat is very nice indeed. What's my favourite? I don't know. Thanks, guys. Ah, too good to be true, right? Microsoft, if you're watching, that's what it does. Oh. Mike is really quiet again. Can you hear me now? Is that better? Pretty much any chocolate. Right, let's okay. So hopefully I'm going to come in where you all are. Okay, just give me a moment. And then, well, there's the runway anyway. So let's change it back to big and bold then, because that's where it was. No, not blazing sun, big and bold. And it's June the 18th. And it's a bit earlier in the day. Just making sure that's where we are. We weren't that far from the airport, so... Checking my map, yeah, so that's the airport there. Sorry about that, guys. Thanks, Discord. Now you let me know Ali's streaming. Yeah, absolutely, right? What a pain in the bottom. Right, so now I've got to try and get myself sorted again for a landing. So I want to get to, let's just, for the moment, let's just whack that on there. Let's just whack a bit of that on and a bit of that and then that. And let's just get myself sorted. So runway 105. So let's just make sure my course selector is in the right ballpark. 105. Okay, landing lights can now come on, and we can get those air brakes out just for the moment. Yeah, because of course what I'll do once we've once we've got to Sitway, I will do a computer reboot just to try and get everything right. So coming down to 3,000 feet now, so we can blue can stay where it is for the moment. Just need to get back on course now. And we'll trim for our descent. But yeah, I've got literally nothing. So, came in for nothing, so... I'm a little bit too far. I'll bring that back just a second. Spitfire RAF 100. Good afternoon. How you doing? I'm just recovering from a massive sim crash. Well, I can't see the golden pagodas that we should be seeing, but perhaps we'll see them as we get closer. Come on. Trim that nose down, please. Thank you. Yeah, I didn't have any Wednesday. I didn't have any last night. None at all. And then tonight, yeah. Yeah, there's no pattern whatsoever. That's the... Come on. Yeah, no rhyme or reason to it all. Yeah, I mean, I'm not alone. And AMD, you know, it's not just AMD. It's everybody's getting it. Okay, so... Yeah, we're certainly not alone, that's for sure. It's frustrating for sure. Dance. A little bit of a dance, sorry. Wind ailerons. That'll do. And then I will exit the runway. Not too bad, considering it's pretty bumpy on the way down. Let's clear the runway. People have beat me down already. Sure, quickly turn over here and then yeah, park on the grass a second, see everybody come down. Thank you very much. It was a lot harder than it was all right. Botip's in, Rad Pilot Randy's in, Varnish has arrived. Rad Pilot Randy, welcome to Akyab. Dangerous Brian and Druid Zeus on their way down. Rob MCR, Kazaki Flyer is already down. XBMF Smurfy's down. Rad Pilot Randy. Draco's coming in. I know, right? Look at it. Hopping Orange is out there too. Pretty, isn't it? So close to the run, so close that CTD as well. Yeah. I'm just hoping that Microsoft see these things happen when people are flying. Got gas, good to go. Yeah, I will refuel shortly. Didn't even check my tanks. No, of course I didn't. Here comes Druid Zeus. Nicely done. Dangerous Brian is in. Ooh, a little bit of a hop skip. And you're down. 99 Hour Count Zeppelin is coming in. Or are you already down? Or are you in or down, Goblin? I think you're already down, aren't you? Oh, you're already down. And here comes Draco. Welcome, Draco. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Right. I'm just going to quickly move over to the parking area quickly. Give it a quick refuel and a turnaround. Putting back on my yoke when I'm on the grass, so not putting too much pressure on the nose wheel. Yeah, nice landings, guys. That's really good. Obviously, we'll take off runway 11. Just gonna. Okay. Right. I'm going to stop her here. And just put a parking brake on for the moment. Turn that off there. Do you know what? I'm just going to refuel it and then we'll head off in a few moments. But so let's fill her up. Change the weights as well, because obviously Fred and Amelia are around about 170 pounds. Oh, because Fred's not 1,700 pounds, is he? Okay. June 18th. Leave it at that. So do myself a be right back while I get everything sorted out. Wipe the canopy, check the oil, sort ourselves out. Take a quick break, guys, and It's more like the weight of your pallet of crisps, Annalisa. Thank you for the follow, Spitfire RAF 100. I really appreciate that. Sorry about the slightly wonky landing there. With just having a CTD so close to the approach puts me off. Makes you a little bit. It makes me a little bit stressed. That's for sure. Okay, so now we're going to do the second leg, which is we're going to end up basically where we start from today. So we're going to fly off and come back. But it's going to be pretty horrible. So once we leave towards, we'll probably, you know, travel for just over an hour or so, and then we'll have to turn around and come back. So let's make sure we're on the GA ramp, and then make sure I've got all the fuel in place, because I just did all that. And of course, when you go out of the game, it then likes to reset everything. 7. And then that is that. And get the time round about there, because it's not that late. And then I can load in. And while it's loading in, I will quickly run over the back of the aircraft into the loop. And I'll be right back. Yeah, absolutely. It will definitely get better in time, and it will be more resilient, but just needs to be. Okay, just need to sort that out so I don't blind myself now. Right, so we're all here, all on the ground. We're going to take off runway 11, so we'll get this puppy in the air very quickly. So battery can come on, beacon light can come on, mixture and throttle are full. Controls are 3 and clear. Let's see, I do this with my headset on, I can look at everything. Okay, clear prop. Okay. Right. Okay, XPM Smurfy. So what terrible settings for weather then? So it's going to be, if you've got it, pick WPP Tropical Storm. Now, I've renamed mine, but I'll show you what the values are just quickly. So it's pretty vile. 100%, 100 millimeters per hour. Precipitation. It's going to be really windy. Between 20 and 30 knots. But obviously we're only going to get this once we're in the air. We're going to be flying at about 3,500 feet. So this should... we should have rain. Okay. But obviously it's big and bold for now, because it's not like this when she takes off. It'll be about 10 minutes after we take off. And then we'll go into that type of weather, about 3,500 feet. So parking brake can come off. There's XBMF Smurfy now, so make sure my parking brake is off. Brakes work. And now we'll head off down to runway 11. It's horrible. It is horrible. Huh? Yeah, it is going to be horrible. Sorry, we're not going to get much scenery. It's going to be pretty grim for about an hour. So like I say, I might have to play with the weather because it was absolutely pouring in rain all the way once she got just slightly outside of Sitway. Yes. Frame rates aren't brilliant, are they? Take care, Red Pilot Randy. Thank you very much. It's going to be fun. Although landing's going to be okay because they avoided the monsoon getting this far. I'm keeping an eye on you, Windsock, but... So, a crosswind. But it doesn't look that bad. Five knots. Look at that! I can't drive backwards, but wow. Darn it, my flight paint went bye-bye when I shut down for a minute for refuel. Oh dear. Uh-oh. You're going to have to follow the leader then. Because it's a sort of circular, triangular, not circular route. We will give up. We will head out to sea. We will go down to about 1,500 feet once we're over the sea. And then as we get towards Sitway again, it's going to come into big and bold. So, and then next week we will take off. It'll be rotten. We take off into the rotten wind. And then when we get down to Akyab, it breaks. So Welcome back, Aditya. Just waiting for people to come down now on the runway. Line up. So fuel is on fullest tank. Mixture rich. Full RPM full. Brakes are on. Flaps one set. Seatbelts and harnesses are secure. We'll assume we've got clearance. Sorry, Akyab. It's Sitwe now. So we're going now. We're heading from Akyab, which is where we are now, which is Sitwe in Burma, and then we're going from here. We're heading for Rangoon, as was, which is Yangon, but we're not going to get that far, and then we're going to come back. So she actually ended up here. She wasn't going to stay here for the night. It was a refueling spot only. Right, so everyone's with us. So parking brake can come off. Lights are all set. Doors are shut. Fred's got his sandwich. And let's see. So it's slightly across it. Lean down the ailerons a little bit. Not going to go full pelt just yet, Brian, but just trying to keep the ailerons down because there is a crosswind. Bit bumpy. Come on. Yeah, crosswind, bumpy. Whoa, 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 whoa. Very naughty. Okay, positive rate, gear can come up. Flaps not quite yet. When we get about 300 feet, we'll put the flaps up. Okay, approaching 300 now. Flaps can come up. Trim. Let's get that pitch, attitude, and trim in place. Again, we're only going to go up to about 3,500 feet. We will do a left-hand circuit. Make sure everybody comes up. Trim. Come on. Just doesn't like to trim in this weather. Come on. Wolf, come on. Just want a little bit less than that. Thank you very much. Thank you for the follow, Goral45. Welcome along. You catch us leaving from Akyab. Gonna go do a left turn to the north. Try and keep my nose up, trim. Try and keep a regular rate turn. Keep my nose up. Come on. So we're on our way, or were on our way to Yangon. Or Yangon, or Rangoon as it was back in the day. See you later, Hopping Orange. Thank you so much for coming along. Oh, so bumpy. Nose. Oh, she's so... she is a feisty beastie in this wind. I'm trying to retain stability with the trim, and it's... tough. I'm on. Still want to be climbing. The standard rate turn. All of a sudden a burst will get us over. Okay, it's approaching 3,000 feet now. Pull back on the throttle now. We don't need to be quite herring it. Is everyone up? Let's have a look. Yep, everybody's up. So as we start to approach 3,500 feet, we can get on course. trying to keep this turn coordinated. So bumpy. So heavy rains will do. Yep. So just as we get across this piece of water, we'll turn it into horrible, horrible, horrible monsoony. So heavy rains will do, but I'm going to put it into, I'm just going to drift us up to 3,500 feet. And then we'll make the weather horrible. And see how horrible it's going to get. Yeah, we're not actually getting that far, Aditya. So we're going to be into monsoons very shortly. And it's going to turn us back. So we're going to do about an hour out. It's about 2 hours in total. But basically, we're going to spend 2 hours going really nowhere. So if you thought it was bouncy now, it's going to get bouncier. So Fred actually said 2 hours going absolutely nowhere is in his diaries. Oh no. And we're away. So even there you've got a cyclone warning. Well, yeah, we're gonna put a tropical storm in, so I'm gonna change it any moment. So now I'm on change tanks. Okay, so let's make it really horrible. I'm afraid it's not going to be very much scenery now, guys, for quite a while. So you're going to get ready for this. It's pretty. Hopefully it should be. I'll play with it if it's not too bad. If it's not raining enough. Excuse me. It's very rude. Tropical storm. Where's my tropical storm? Tropical storm. There we go. Right, now I need to change the rain. Because it's meant to be absolutely pouring with rain, so... Where's the precipitation layer? Why can't I get it raining? It's meant to be raining. That's absolutely fine, Brian. Why is it not raining? It was raining, absolutely pouring it earlier. Nope. They had zero visibility. What am I doing wrong, guys? What am I doing wrong? Why is it not raining? Should be raining at 3,500 feet. Oh, there we go. That'll do. Okay. Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. Yep. Well, there we go. It's a raining. Oh. Yeah, there are still some bugs with the APs and everything, but that's pretty horrible. It's quite bright here in Newcastle at the moment, but so there's the route. So, you know, we're going to get to around about here, and then we'll go out to the sea, and we're going to come down to 1,500 feet, and we're going to come back over the sea. Oh, I don't know. It might do, but you never know. The weather in the UK is and Ireland is not brilliant, is it? Captain Arash was going to be flying west of Greece to Bulgaria, round at Mount Olympus, wasn't it? So much rain at the turn back, yeah. So this is pretty much what they had to do today. I mean, Amelia wrote, we did not intend to stay at Akyab overnight. We wanted to reach Rangoon. We started off after checking weather and refueling. Once in the air, the elements grew progressively hostile. Wind dead ahead began to whip furiously. Relentless rain pelted us. The monsoon, I find, lets more liquid down per second than I thought could come out of the sky. Everything was obliterated in the deluge, so savage that it beat off patches of paint along my wings' leading edges. Only a flying submarine could have prospered. It was even wetter than we'd had in the deluge of the mid-South Atlantic. The heavens unloosed an almost unbroken wall of water which would have drowned us had not our cockpit been secure. And after trying to get through, we gave up and forced to retreat. Backtracking, we headed out to the sea, flying just over the Syrtis. We were afraid to come low over land and the hills, when it was impossible to see even 100 yards in front of you. The driving moisture and the prospect of suddenly encountering hilltops is not a pleasant one. By uncanny powers, Fred managed to navigate us back to the airport without really being able to see anything but waves beneath our plane. His comment was, 2 hours going nowhere. For my part, I was glad that our landing gear was retractable, at least it be scraped on trees or waves. So, holy moly indeed. It's pretty bad. Yeah, I mean, she'd written or read, you know, obviously Amelia had never seen Monsoons. She'd only ever read about them. Blah, 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 she said, I fondly hope to have less monsoons the next day. Attendants shook their head and said conditions might not improve for 3 months. So Fred and I determined to look around for a nice boarding house just in case. So, well, exactly, Aditya. I try hurricane preset. Oh my god, never. There is one. Yeah. Nocturnal rains. La da 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 da. Where's it gone? Just what is a monsoon? I sought the answer to that question long ago. The books say that the name was given by the Arabs to 6 seasonal winds which blow approximately 6 months from northeast and 6 months to southwest. In India, the term especially used for rain, which falls in June to September, when the prevailing winds shift to the southwest. The sum total of the situation, monsoonly speaking, was that our course lay southwest, so the monsoon winds were full on our nose. And no flyer welcomes rain of that density of Indian downpours, especially when the southern mountains to slap against or squashy fields to bog down in. So much for book learning. Practical experience commenced the following morning. During the hours of night, the monsoon had gone to work. Only mildly. Its full fury reserved until we were safely, or rather unsafely, in the skies. Yeah, I'm not down that low yet. I will be down 1,500 when we go out to sea. We are going to cross some land. Yeah. Oh, look. The rain has cleared for a bit. It's like an eye of storm. 45, change tanks till right tank. Night, Sep. I give up. Have to get some tea anyway. Oh. Root. Sorry, beg your pardon. Sorry, Tarnish. Take care, Night, Sep. We'll catch you soon. Have a good weekend. I'm going to try the tropical storm again. Don't know why I can't get the rain to work at this level. Oh well. Oh, there's rain and bouncing. Here we go. Let's go, tropical storm. Let me grab my rubbers. We need the rubber ring now. Now we've got some windage and we've got some rainage. Gusts of 89 kilo. Yeah, that would be slightly over the top. It was around about 30 knots. Sorry, 30 mile an hour. So we're talking 26, 27. Was VYTD airport not there in the day? It would have been closer to land. Probably not, Brian. Remember, she couldn't land at all the airports because her supplies weren't there. So she had a specific route that she had planned to make sure she could get to where she needed to go. So we're not going to see very much of the fireflies, but it's pretty vile out there. Yeah, well, they tried to push through, but in the end, it was just deemed too dangerous. However, the next day, she did push through, and luckily, luck was on her side, and the weather broke just north of Rangoon. So she was lucky, but could have been very unlucky. But would have had enough fuel to go back if she'd wanted to. But definitely was trying to avoid getting bogged down. Didn't want to stay there for 3 months. I mean, that would have just been hideous. So we will turn back round, you know, as I say. It's only a 2-hour leg, this one. And then on Monday night, we'll do the quick hop down. I don't know about other parts of the world, but South Asia, all countries across the coast, any one country has chosen to keep the name of a cyclone. So in Ravenseed, it's called Torquay, which is kept by Burnham. Yeah, so it's pretty much the same. So yeah, you know, when hurricanes go off in the Mexican Gulf and the tail ends come over, it's still known as the remnants of Hurricane XYZ, or whichever name it had at the time. Yeah, so once we get past, once we get into to Bangkok, the weather pretty much is pretty good all the way until we get to Leh in Papua New Guinea, and then at Papua New Guinea it gets horrible again. So the long day, the long flight that we'll be doing all the way to Howland Island was pretty bad until she arrived. Very cloudy, rainy, very windy, very big headwind. Yeah, so I you know, it's like if I scroll down here for the WPPs, we had a storm called Christoph, and they've even modelled Storm Christoph here. So like your Tauktae, there are named storms here. You know, there was like Storm Eileen in Ireland. Chasing Storm Eileen was one of Tuto Murphy's first streams I ever caught, where they were flying around in that wicked merry storm. So 44.45, we're good. 4 gallons on the right till change tanks. Everything's in the green and blues. The reds and blues are where they need to be. We have a horrible weather. I'm doing approximately 150. There is land out there somewhere. Pretty darn vile. So even in the UK, where we don't get the type of storms that everyone else do, all of our storms are named, and they're named in alphabetical order. So there'll be, you know, Storm Albert, Storm Betty, Storm Charles, and so on. So each one follows on. I think there's a site that tells you what all the storms of a season will be called, so they're all sort of prepared all in advance. I think so. I think so, Annalisa. I do believe you can. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Oh, this is vile, isn't it? Dangerous would be a good one, yeah. This is very dangerous. Storm Gertrude. Is that one they've got? Is that one for this year? Hey, Max Taramo. Yes, it is. We've got about 1 hour 53 minutes to go. It's a slightly circle route because we're going to be forced back by this tropical storm back to Akyab in about. We'll arrive back there in about 1 hour 54 minutes. But it is a group flight. I've got the Fireflies flying with me. The weather is dreadful. We are flying in a tropical storm. Approximately 30 mile an hour headwind, 25-26 knots gusting. We're on the North Europe server and we are between Sitway, which is Victor Yankee Sierra Whiskey, and Rangoon, which was Victor Yankee, but we will not get that far. We will turn out to sea around about Tandway, Victor Yankee Tango Delta, which wasn't there in the day. And then we'll fly out over the sea down to about 1,500 feet. But the weather is pretty vile, as it was as it was back in 1937 on the 18th of June. Used to have all-female hurricanes, now it's equal rights. And why not? So, Max Tremo, anyone is always welcome to come along and fly along on our flights. I only fly Saturdays because of work, and that some of these legs can be many hours. In a few weeks' time, we've got one that's about 15 to 16 hours of flying, which is going to be a long one. But we fly along with Two Tone Murphy's Flying Circus every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And we fly along with Colonel Falk on Tuesday, Thursdays, and Sundays, although Sundays are not happening at the moment. But Viper Strike is doing something tomorrow, where he starts a round America tour of all the baseball stadiums. And he's done quite a lot of prep about all the different teams and everything, so that's going to be fun. And we can all be found over on the Two Tone Murphy Discord, where we have a good crowd of people like the Fireflies who are flying along with me today. Crazy enough to fly into this weather with me. There is some sea below us still. Even in this storm, the metal on the Mooney looks good. It does, doesn't it? So if you fly Microsoft Flight Simulator and have got a Mooney M20R Ovation, you can download this livery over on twotonemurphy.com/download, and you can get this Electra-inspired livery that was done especially for this stream by Gibbo Ireland. .45 left, 43 right. No worries, Draco. Thank you for flying along with me, and I'll see you soon. Don't worry, Annalisa, it's all good. Most that happened in 1937 in Burma was its separation from British India. Ah, yeah, yeah. See you soon. I'm sorry I'm a bit in the dark, but blinding sunlight through this window right in front of me. It always does it in the afternoon for some unknown reason. Can't knock it. 2 gallons on the right until change tank. I'm sorry the scenery is not great today, but once we've got past this next week, we're going to have lovely scenery all the way. Until Papua New Guinea, where it gets rubbish. Quite a bit of sea to cover when we get down to Darwin. Oh, Colonel Falk, you're so kind. Thank you. Colonel Falk, good morning to you, my friend. Thank you so much for your generosity. Gifted 5 tier 1 subscriptions to the English Sanchez, Baranco, DeWalt, Professor Jedi, and Dangerous Brian 45. Thank you so much. How are you doing, my friend? I've already had a CTD once, so I'm sure we'll get some more. Oh, that's lovely of you. Thank you. Can we have some sub-hype, sub-hype for Colonel Falk in his lovely, lovely loveliness? Thank you. I'm sorry there's not much to see at the moment. It's horrible greyness. Thank you so much. It's pretty rubbish. We're in a tropical storm for about another hour and a half. Remember to, if you've not watched Colonel Falk's streams, you can catch him over on Twitch on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and normally Sundays. Not Sundays for the few weeks, but we'll soon be back, I hope. He's currently doing an epic recreation of a flight that his parents and grandparents took back in the day, and he's doing it with all real-world navigation, radio navigation, everything. It's really good. So if you get a chance, pop over to see Colonel Falk and give him a follow and come and watch some of his flights. You'll find me there, either watching or flying, depending on how my work is. But I do try to catch every flight he does. Yeah, the Stormage's wheel, the landing into Akyab or Sitway was a bit... it was okay. I consider it was really bumpy. Really, really bumpy. But I don't know what it is with big and bold, but big and bold makes it really crazy. I mean, the winds here are... They should be quite heavy. Yeah. But it never seems quite as bad as big and bold. Whenever I put on big and bold, I am blown everywhere, all over the place. So 42, 45, 2 gallons till change tank. Everything is in the blues and greens. Mixture and RPM and throttle are where they need to be. The temperatures are good. Scenery, not. Oh, this we can see some ground. There is some ground below us. A little bit of ground down there. Flying through the murk. So leg 22 will be on Monday evening at 17:30 British Summer Time, which is 16:30 Zulu. And we'll just do a quick flight from Akyab down to Rangoon and get us all prepared for the flight down to Singapore. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I had no problems at all last night flying in New Zealand with everybody. But I wasn't using WPP. It seems okay at the moment, but the big and bold one makes me... I'm all over the place in big and bold. I wonder what this must have been like for Amelia back in 1937. Had never experienced a monsoon in her life other than reading about it, and everything that she read in a book went out of the window as soon as she went into one. How crazy must that have been?
I'm afraid that's beyond my abilities.
How hard must that have been? Oh, yeah. I would imagine so. She likened it to a submarine. Being in a submarine, it was so wet. I am so going to turn it off. I keep saying it. I keep saying I'm going to turn her off and she's still there, but no, she's not helping in the slightest. Not nearly ready to change Sperry, but I noticed you've changed back to Sperry bot as well. How weird. I can't do that, Dave. No. Well, the fireflies are with me, but it's like soup. $41.45, nearly time to change tanks. We're doing around 150, 139 ground. Obviously we've got a strong headwind on us. Firefly stew. I was saying I really enjoyed myself in New Zealand last night in the Seneca. Oh, that's a nice aircraft. We're missing the cat back today. I wonder what... I hope he's okay. Doesn't normally miss us, does he? 40 on the right. Changing tanks. Tweak that EGT. Keep it around 1400. Yeah, because Catbat is missing Catbat. Where are you, Catbat? Catbat is missing you. Yeah, I do like the Catbat. It's brilliant. Yeah, there will be definitely mountains in this miss now. Although they're not very high at this point. They're just over 2,000 feet, AMSL. So we're tracking around 136. We should be tracking 136 degrees, but we're slightly off. But 1 degree's neither here nor there. Be interesting to see if we see any poking of the mountains through the soup. And this mountain range is kind of connected to the Himalayas. Is it really? I guess it does, right? If you follow it all the way up through the spine of Burma. Yeah. Hadn't thought of it like that before. Huh. You are a wealth of knowledge, Aditya. Really appreciate you. Are they hills then? They're hills at 2,000 feet, right? The Purvanchal range in northeastern branch of the Himalayas. This is the branch of the Purvanchal range. You've been such a wonderful tour guide. It's been brilliant. Thank you so much. Sadly, next week we won't get to see much of them either, because we will be punching through this. Although higher up, she decides to basically punch above the storms and try and avoid them. I don't know why she didn't do it this time. I guess she didn't know what to expect, but she certainly didn't try to punch through like she did last week. In the following day. Oh, vile. We don't have many photos for this week. She didn't actually take very many. So I don't really have any to show. So we saw all the ones last week at Calcutta. But I do have loads for next week when we get to Rangoon. But it'll be nice to revisit Akyab when they do a world update here. Ailerons into the wind. Good afternoon, my friend. I hope you're doing well after that nasty fall. Yeah, it's not icing. It's June. We're in just over Burma, so it's quite warm, but it is a monsoon, so we're not icing. Pretty bad, but it is going to turn us back. We will turn back and head back to Akyab in a bit. But it's pretty darn vile. So, she said it was like flying in a submarine. Which it pretty much is at the moment. I flew into some icing yesterday in the Seneca, and I was really glad for all of the de-icing equipment that aircraft has on it, that's for sure. Hello! So, the sim misbehaved, CTD'd on me as we were approaching Sitway. Had to took the stream down, took OBS down. I reckon there's something that's crashing the Windows sound, the Windows sound, and it takes everything out because there's a nasty normal sound crack when it goes. It is a fabulous aircraft. It's good to fly. Trims wonderfully. LAPL starts next month. Nice one, Stu. Bet you're looking forward to that. Are you still doing ground school? I would show all the fireflies that are with us, but we're all in the murk. It's a bit... yeah. There is ground below us, somewhere. I mean, we're just about to approach some hills, but we probably won't see them in this weather. But we are well clear of them. Are you currently doing like remote ground school? Presumably it's remote ground school right now, right? Ground school's so much better when you can be in a room with people. Because not everyone's good at everything, and I really struggle with some of the mathematics of it all. So it was nice to have other pilots around me and the instructors to be able to show me how we're doing. Whoa! There's a Bryant. Evasive action. Eom. Any rocks in cloudage is bad indeed, yeah. Oh, Colonel Falk, you are a star. Thank you so much. It's all right, Brian. It's all right. I avoided you. You are such 36 subs. Unbelievable. Thank you so much, my friend. Yeah, been a while since I did them. Still got my old books, but I think I'd struggle with remote. I mean, I'm doing a remote course in the end of June, and I'm not looking forward to it. It's nothing to do with flying, but it's still a remote course, and it's not quite that. They've got, you know, one of my colleagues says it's really, really clever how they do it all, but it's not the same. Sir Pipe for the Colonel. He is a superstar. Well, a bit bumpy now. A little bit bumpier out there. That'll be the hills below us, won't it? Of course it is. Oh, I can see something down there. Yeah, there's a bit of land down there. Yeah, we are over the hills now. A piper? Because the piper's one of the most popular. They're certainly here. That's all they have now in my old school. Or don't know. Bounding Growler 10. Hello, welcome along. This will be a terrible time to place. Well, yeah, pretty much like Tree Hill Mound Rotating Cloud, right? Thank you for the follow. That's really kind of you. A PA28. Nice. So, New Zealand, where I drove around quite a lot in the South Island, the I Spy was quite boring. Tree Hill mode, ranting sheep, and the odd hawk. Welcome along, Brown Growler. We're flying around in Burma at the moment in a tropical storm. Amelia Earhart on the 18th of June 1937 got turned back on her route to Rangoon, which is now Yangon in Burma. So in a little while, in about 20 odd minutes, we'll be turning around out over the sea down to about 1,500 feet, and then we'll follow the sea all the way back to Akyab, as was then, or Sitwe as it is today. 43 on the left, 40 on the right. Change tanks in 3 gallons. Everything is in the green and blues. Oil pressures come down. Oil temperatures on the edge. That's can't really do much about that. That's normally higher, but still okay at the moment. Flying over some higher ground in Burma. Was pouring with rain not so long ago, and here comes the rain again. So it's not the most scenic of routes today, but next week we'll be flying to Bangkok, so the scenery will there be good. I'm sure it's a shame that Akyab or Sitwe didn't have the golden pagodas, because there's one literally not far from the airport, so we should have been able to see it. They are absolutely huge. Massive domes covered in gold leaf, and there's a pair of them and you can't see them, which is a shame. So hopefully a world update will sort that out. I got a hold of my father's ground book from 1984. Oh my god. Oh, 1964. Yeah, that'll be way different, won't it? Whoa, there we go. That was a bit of a drop in a bit. You all right back there, Fred? How's the sandwich? It's looking a bit green. I don't quite know how Fred Noonan navigated them back in this. Whoa! Bumpy, bumpy, bumpy. Just watching Brian over there sort of bounce around. It's much more bouncy than I thought it was. For your comfort, paper bags are provided in the backs of seats. Please use sparingly, as we've only got 4. Yeah, Kazaki. Yeah, exactly that. Like Kaitex checkerboard, the real landmarks. Yeah. So the pagodas of I wonder if I can add a browser window. Yeah, it's a shame. Because they are impressive. I'd have loved to have seen those. And certainly love to have shown them off in the sim as we came into landing, because one's not far away from the airport. I was trying to find a picture on its own right without breaching someone's rules. Yeah, I can't find one without a copyright law. But if you go and look up, I'll put a link in and then you can go and see it. That should take you to the file. Oh, you might have to put the .jpg on the end because it's knocked it off. But the Canada Pagoda in Sitway, it's huge, absolutely huge. Black Diamond, how you doing? Good afternoon to you. You've caught us flying in a tropical storm on our way to Rangoon or Yangon. But sadly, it's going to turn us back after a while. We're about to start to turn away. Oh, it's bumpy. Isn't it? Look at the size of that though, Aditya. Isn't it impressive? Can you imagine seeing that as you fly into the airport at Sitway? And there's 2 of them. That would look cool, yeah. So we're about to turn back. So we're going to be beaten back this day, back to Sitway. Thankfully, it will clear up as we get closer, so we can change the weather back to big and bold. And then tomorrow night we will bust through, on Monday night we will bust through back to Yangon. So we'll fly out over the sea, and as we get over the coast we'll come down to about 1,500 feet and fly all the way back Sitway. But yeah, so we're trying to recreate the actual way she flew as well. So if she had to turn back, that wiki link was to the pagoda, one of the golden pagodas of Sitway, which is not far from the airport. So as you come in, you should be able to see both of them, and they are huge and very, very, very impressive. And I think that would have been lovely to have seen today as we came in, but they're not in the sim. So I'm hoping in a world update when they do Asia that we'll get to see that, because I think that would be impressive. So yeah, Black Diamond. Yeah, because you need to change it. Sorry, it's stupid system. I'll try and find the picture itself, and it's when I pasted it in, it went wrong. It's because it's got an underscore, I think. There you go, try that one. It's a better link, I think. Oh, this weather. Pretty vile. Isn't it amazing, that pagoda? And it's a shame because we don't get to see it. Because she wrote, much of the way to we flew over Paddy's, the sea. Akyab is a picturesque place from the air. 2 pagodas covered with gold leaf stand out. The airport is a port of call for most pilots passing this way. Has 2 runways, a large hangar. Imperial Airways and Air France stop regularly. KLM when necessary to refuel on account of the weather. So yeah, you don't get to see them, which is a shame. I've not flown this route before, so everything we're seeing is as we're seeing it. So I was hoping they were going to be there, but they're not. So it's a shame. Oh, definitely. We'll definitely come back in good weather. Yeah, we are doing a recreational flight, really, a recreation flight rather than touring around. So yeah, I've not flown much out in this area of the world, so it'd be good to come back. We'll see quite a bit of it when we fly through Indonesia. And we do a bit of backtracking in Indonesia as well. Something on the aircraft broke navigationally, and then she got unwell. So they went backwards and forwards a couple of times. So what we'll do a stream where we do backwards and forwards. Good evening, Kevin 601959. I hope you're well. Hope you're having a good Saturday. You've caught us in torrential tropical storm out over Burma. And we're trying to make our way over the sea so that we can stay safe. It was too dangerous to fly into the mountains surrounding our route to Burma, to Rangoon, or Yangon as it is now. So we're heading back to the sea, where Fred will navigate us back to Akyab, which is Sitway in Burma. She likened it to flying in a submarine. Manila in the Philippines is amazing. Not been there either. Tropical Storm Allison over Burma. Well, there wasn't any alley rage, was there? There could have been lots of alley rage with the CTD, but I was very good. Probably the most inappropriate music of all time. A nice Caribbean, Brazilian, tropical carnival in a rainstorm. Good old Epidemic sounds, just when you want some cheering up. That's cheery, isn't it? It's cheering us up with this horrible weather. 40 and 40 change tanks. Changing to right tank. Now we're out over the sea, so we're going to drop our bottoms down to 1,500 feet. Well, the sea's got white caps for sure. Feet wet, descending. Yep. She said she was glad that they had retractable wheels because she thought they might hit trees or the waves. Keep in mind that the submersible feature cost extra. Don't go too low. No, I'll try not to do that, book. Definitely not try to do that today. Oh, Quet! Thank you for hosting. How you doing, Quet? Hope you're having a great weekend. Good to see you, my friend. We are on our way back to Sitway. We've 52 minutes and a bit. But Fred somehow navigated us back in this horrible weather. The sea is down there somewhere. So we've got Kazaki Flyer, Goblin Zeus, Druid Zeus, Tarnish, Mossman, XPS Smurfy, Dangerous Brian. We've got a few others, but I can't see everybody because it's so cloudy and wet. So 40 and 40, yeah. So we're all good. So as we're descending, just keep the EGT nice and controlled. Make sure I tweak the manifold pressure as we come down. So we're heading for 1,500 feet because the weather was so bad. They were trying to use celestial navigation, which was almost impossible. Yes, Brian. So on the way back, we outrun this. So when we get towards, when we get closer to Sitway, we'll go back to Big and Bold. Eric Fly, hello, my friend. Welcome along. How are you doing? Hope you're having a great weekend. I love your emotes. They're brilliant. Hey. We're being forced back by a tropical storm on our way. We were on our way to Rangoon, but we're going to have to forced back to Sitway, and we will fly from Sitway to Rangoon on Monday evening in preparation for our flight down to editing a real world flight video. We're going to do yard work soon. Oh, the hard work of yard work. The Mooney is a great aircraft. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it does clear up though when we go back. According to the diaries, they could see themselves well into land. It was cloudy, but the runway was clear. Next week when we fly, we have to fly through this again on Monday. But they go over 10,000 feet, break through it, and then as they get towards Rangoon, it clears up. So they were a bit lucky. So next Monday we'll land properly. No, it doesn't. So this aircraft, unlike the Seneca 5, the only thing it really has is a defrost and a pitot heat. But no. It's got no propeller de-icer, no frame de-ice, nothing really. So if you get iced up in this baby, it's terrible. It's like a popsicle. Literally nothing. So you've basically got some hot airs down here, cabin air, and that's about it. The Seneca 5 has better, way better. Obviously she has a pitot heat down here. It looks like a scene from Porco Rosso. Wow. Temperature outside is 24 degrees because we are in Burma. It's June. It's hot. It's humid. And the winds are around about 27 knots, approximately 30 miles an hour. So no risk of icing at all today. We would not be doing this if there was any chance of icing. No pilot in their right mind would do this. But Amelia Earhart experienced this on the 18th of June 1937 when she flew into a monsoon. She'd never experienced a monsoon before. She thought it was like flying in a submarine. And, well, it's pretty wet, right? And she said they couldn't see anything, and this is why they're flying so low, because they were trying to see the ocean, which we can roughly see. You can see how choppy and stormy it is down there with all the white caps, but there's not much to see. Yeah, Porco Rosso is a crazy Studio Ghibli film, right? Yeah, so probably between 20 and 35. I've got it about 24 degrees. Ta-ta for now, Tarnish. You take care. The stream has gone all blurry for me. I did wipe my glasses. Hopefully it's okay on the actual screen. Oh, it's pretty rubbish, isn't it, this one? I'd so love the Electra though. I'd so love the Electra in the in the game. You take care, Tarnish. Okay. So 38 on the right. Changed tanks in 3 gallons. Everything's in the greens and blues. The red, blues and greens where they need to be. Doing around 150 indicated, 167 ground. Yeah, it looks clear on my my display screen over here. So we are around about 51 minutes. About an hour to go. So just like Amelia did in the day, I'm going to have to jump over the back of the cockpit in a minute. So the cockpit itself was quite crowded, and the internal fuselage was filled with 6 extra additional tanks. There were 6 in the wings. Could take 1,151 gallons of aviation fuel. And to get back to the back of the aircraft, and a tiny, yeah, I know, I've got it up. A tiny little loo at the back. You'd have to crawl over the top of the fuel tanks to get to it. So in a few moments, I am going to crawl over that fuel tank and head to the loo. You know where I'm going. I will be right back. It's all the rain on the cockpit, I tell you. That pitter patter of raindrops. So we've all been flying quite a while. Remember to stretch yourselves, stretch your legs, stretch your arms, feet, move around a little bit. It's beer o'clock. Hey Murphy, how you doing? Yeah, not too bad. Only had one CTD so far. Just as I was coming into land. Yeah, but we're doing good. We're in a tropical storm. We have just been forced to turn back. And we're heading back now to Akyab, which is Sitwe in Burma. And then from there we will stop. And on Monday evening, we will do the short hop back from Akyab to Yangon. Yeah, and you're meant to be relaxing and enjoying yourself without computers, Mr. Two-Tone Murphy. How's your head? Has the head recovered from the sippage? We're about 1,500 feet off the sea. It's very windy. Very rainy. And we're out here to avoid the land, really. Murph can't remember. Thank you for following Copy Junkie 13. I hope you're having a lovely weekend. And thank you for following us. We are flying through this terrible tropical storm. It will churn. We will outrun it a little bit. So you want to say thank you to Colonel Fort for the tier 1 sub. You're very appreciated. Can't fly at the moment as I'm saving hard for a new PC to run MFS, but I do a bit on X-Plane. But that has failed today, so for normal all MFS, I lurk on the side and chip in with help. Welcome. And thank you for thanking Colonel Fork. Colonel Fork has been a legend again today with the gifted subages. I may have had a small storage head. It's a grand storage hedge now, is it? Storage hedgage. I thought it wasn't going to end very gracefully last night. Smallage and headage shouldn't be in the same sentence. Smallage saw headage. Did Mrs. Two-Tone get her gin back? Was it still intact? 37 on the right, 40 on the left. 2 gallons still change tanks. Everything's all in the greens and blues. We are approximately 40 minutes, around about 100 miles, 120 miles. So we've done a bit now. So I'm just reading maps. Just looking at maps. Nobody saw anything with the gin. Oh, my sub. Oh, you're very welcome then. No problem at all. Sorry. Misread that completely. No, you're very welcome. Yeah. I saw the doghouse. It's just Toontown built. It was impressive. Oh, you're very welcome, and welcome along, and thank you for following and joining us on this round the world flight. We had 11,533 miles at Wheels Up today, so we're certainly making our way. We've got some very long flights ahead of us in a few weeks. They will take us many hours. 2,440 miles, 2,500 miles, and 2,400 miles. They are going to be some flights. They will be the longest I've ever attempted. Okay, 1 gallon till change tanks. The waves are very choppy. 1 gallon till change tanks. I'm now going to ask the delightful Bort Panda, can you, could I have a coffee, please? Can you pass me a coffee in the cockpit? Thank you very much, my dear. Bort Panda, you're up. Oh no, the Bort Panda is Marlin. Marlin's another of my housemates. Obviously, Laura's my partner. Laura sets me up in the afternoon, and Marlin does all the running around whilst I'm flying. Because, thank you, Marlin. Laura was going to be working, but she's worked some incredible hours this week. I mean, she's done like, she had 2 nights where she was like up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And she started at stupid o'clock, like we were up at 6 in the morning for a deployment. And she's tired. So she was going to work today while I was flying. But I think she's actually just resting. And that is good. I am all for that. Well, yeah, we've got some time off at the end of May, Annalisa, just for a long weekend. It's Laura's birthday on the 27th of May. And I've hired a Tesla for a couple of days and we'll zoom off somewhere in the Lake District for it. Malin is brilliant, yeah. Oh, that was a sound glitch if I ever heard one. Yeah, so we're going to drive around all over the place, and then we're going to a hotel in the Lake District now that you're allowed to stay somewhere. We'll have a nice meal on the evening, and then we'll zoom around the country on the next day, and then we've got a long weekend for it. So Marlin, Laura, and I are all going out on this little trip. And now that I'm looking after Marlin, so Marlin used to work for me at Formica. And then I changed companies when I got made redundant, and she applied for a job at my place and got it just before Christmas. And it was like, oh, you know, I wasn't involved in it. I only gave her a recommendation, and she had to do the hard work and get the job. Everyone thought I'd just given it to her. It's not true. And she wasn't even reporting to me or anything like that. And now her boss has left, and she's now reporting to me again. Poor little soul. She must she must have done something really bad in a past lifetime to get for me to be her boss twice in 2 different companies. She must have been really naughty. Ooh. And she's bought chocolate. I did say Formica, yeah. Did a couple of 100 hours on X-Plane, and I did do a few real life sets on a helicopter. Loved the heli, and flew out of Halfpenny Green in the West Midlands when I was younger. I hope you enjoy your Tesla and trip. Yeah, I love it. So we're saving at the moment for a Model Y when they come out in the UK. So they're not going to. I don't think they'll be out until early next year now. But when they do, we will have a Model Y. So busy saving. So yeah, we took, was it last year? Was it last year? I think we took a Model X out for 3 days last year. My God, that's a fast for a big tank. That's fast. So we'll have to see what we get this time. Yes, I did. I worked for Formica, the laminate company, Brian, in the digital department. Well, if I'd have worked at Formica and knew you were redoing your kitchen, I could have got a discount, but I don't work there anymore. Elon has got it sorted. I mean, change tanks, 35 and 40. Yeah, the super. I mean, there are some great EVs coming out now. You know, the Taycan, you know, the Audis and things like that. I mean, the Taycan's pretty good. The range on it is pretty impressive. But the big thing is the Tesla supercharger network. I mean, that just is a huge bonus. And I know that, you know, the fact is that you can use the supercharger network, but you can also use a non-supercharger network. And whilst they might not be as fast, they're there. Whereas if you don't have a Tesla, you can't use you can use all the normal electric charging points, but you can't use the supercharger network, and it's a huge bonus. So yeah, I mean, Laura wants an electric car. She's been Tesla mad, but the Taycan has turned her eyes a little bit. So I mean, when I only flew Cessna 152s, a 172 occasionally, and the odd Piper. I always thought the Pipers were, because obviously when you fly in a Cessna, you've got the the flap switch, and electronic switch flaps move down. In the Piper, you've got to lean down and pull the what I call the scaffold pole up to bring the flaps down. Just seemed quite odd. Yeah, they were. I mean, when people go, oh, electric cars don't go very far. I want a car that I can, I want to drive 600 miles to the, a bit like Princess Skipper Jeff. Hello, how are you doing? I want to go to the Alps in a single trip. Well, no one drives 600 miles in a single trip. We all stop to go to the loo. We all stop to eat. We all stop to refuel every now and again. And they can do it, Someone demonstrated, I think, was it they drove from the south coast to Livingston in Scotland, did it in 2 stops in an electric car, in a Tesla Model S, obviously a long range, but still, and the 2 stops they needed to for some electricity and a bite to eat and the loo. So just like we normally do, but it totally is possible to do long range trips in electric vehicles now. If you live in a town and all you do is town driving, some of the smaller ones are absolutely fine. But I like driving, so I want one that's got a decent amount of range. Thank you, darling.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And now, coffee. Cheers, everyone. In the wonderful Amelia Earhart mug, designed by John E. Yeah, I mean, living in the UK, where you can, pretty much one day you can get from one end to the other. It's hard for us to keep imagining how big America is. I mean, it's just vast, and that's why GA aircraft is so necessary there, because of the sheer distances that people have to travel. But it's impossible. It's not possible to do a long trip without eating. Absolutely, yeah. I hope that sells as good as it looks. A few people have bought one. I mean, Captain Arash. I love watching Captain Arash. He now uses my mug on his streams as his stream mug. So I'm really pleased with that. It's quite nice. But the design came out so lovely. I mean, I know I'm hawking my wares, but it came out so lovely on the mugs. I've had a problem with the black t-shirts, so I'm having to rework them. But they came out so lovely, and it's all thanks to the lovely John E. So I've got some t-shirts, I've got some muggages, and I do have a picture now, which I'm going to put up on my wall. So if you've not seen yet, reaching down into my little bag, I've now got the Amelia Earhart design. And it's framed, and I'm going to put it up on the wall behind me. And so it just looks really nice. So I'll have that done. Yeah, it came out really nice. And then when I do the next series of flights, I'm going to do one of those too. So we'll have some for all the different series of the flights. And then I'll have a picture wall one day with all of the famous aviatrixes and their historical journeys. And then when I move downstairs into my new streaming room, that's going to be my new streaming room at some point when I remove my current person that's living in it, then I'll have a nice streaming wall. It's very simple. I mean, it's just a piece of painted wood, to be honest with you. But it comes in. It looks nice, and it just yeah. I mean, so you can see there's the Mooney that I started playing. So obviously the Mooney doesn't have my Mooney colours, but it was the one I started in, and it's got the Earhart light that Jefferson 2001 has put into the game. And you can download that from my Discord stream. That'll be a whole new stream when you remove them. Yeah. Yeah, so at the moment I've got my... Because it's been grey and dismal here, Skipper Jeff, all day. And then as soon as I start streaming, the sun's in my eyes. So I've had to pull my blinds down. I'm waiting to get a couple of new lights so I can have better lighting. But like everything, they're hard to get hold of right now. So I've got a pre-order in, but I don't know when they're going to come in. But I've got two lamps from Elgato that will brighten this up a little bit. Yeah, but I have a downstairs room, and I want to take it back, and I want to turn it into a stream room. A nice new sim pit. I just have to remove the current incumbent. They're not ring lights, no. They're the little rectangular key lights. But I can control them all with my my Stream Deck and everything. So we're still going. It's still windy. It's still rainy and wet, and I can't show anybody anything. But we're still flying. Yeah, softer and more in control. Yeah, I mean, I literally can't see if I open this window at the moment. I mean, even with the diffuser, it's really bright. I'll see if I can see what it's like. Oh, it's still pretty bright. A little bit brighter. Yeah, really difficult, especially at the sun at the moment, because it's literally straight ahead of me. No, it's too bright still. Do that. Perhaps that's a little bit lighter. A little bit, maybe. Because the one I've got behind me just won't cut it. Either. One behind me is not really doing anything other than making my head shine. What's the chair I'm in? I am in a Noble Hero Anthracite gaming chair. I got it for a bargain on Black Friday last year. It was pretty much half off. It's got adjustable arms, not just up and down, but they do in and out, backwards and forwards. It's on a rocker, so it rocks. It's also got, you know, a decent amount of lay backage. So you literally can lay down in it. Of all the things I would say about it, a lot of people say, God, they're a bit hard. Nappage time. It's really good because it's got a really good lumbar support. So it's really nice and supportive. So when I lie down with my dodgy back, it really helps. So that's quite nice. Plus I can rock in it, and it sends me to sleep, alley sleep. Yeah, it's good for sore backs. I obviously sitting at working it most days, or have been for the last 2 years. But now I'm back in the office. I do miss it when I'm in the office, and it's a nice chair. And the other thing about it is it's cloth. Yeah, not sponsored by Noble Chairs in any shape, way, manner, or form. Unfortunately, as Box Panda says, she spotted them last year on overclockers.co.uk on Black Friday, and they were literally half price. So, so this is a cloth. So it's, yeah, if you get warm and hot, it doesn't, you know, you don't stick to it, and it doesn't get sweaty and horrible. So it's lovely. And then, you know, if you get sore, you can just make micro adjustments with it. It's really nice. Good quality. And even when we've done really long flights and everything, the numbage bummage has not been too bad. Yeah. But if you don't like a solid seat, it is very solid to begin with, but it isn't gonna, you know, isn't gonna wear down that quickly. So it's nice and supportive. I wasn't particularly looking for a new one, but she spotted them and I was like, ooh. Dougal, hello. Welcome, my friend. How are you doing? And Elisa, have you got the one with the mesh back? Yeah, Marlene had one of those, and it was given a terrible backache. Yeah. You've caught us in a tropical storm on our way back to Akyab. We've been turned around. Now all I need is a shake kick for... Yeah, I need one of those butt kickers underneath it. That would be good. But I bought... Obviously, I've got a nice head pillow so I can lay down on it. But I also bought another one to go in the lumbar. But I don't need it because it's got such a good lumbar support in it. I don't need it. It literally is perfect for me. And I have terrible bad back problems. Lower back. My back is shot to pieces. So 37.35, we are 2 gallons till change tanks. We are about 60 odd miles out. I know it says only about 50, but that's still our waypoint. So we're going to be changing weather very shortly. This is more a vibration cushion. We'll sure have to have a look. Because I was thinking about getting one of those butt kickers just to you know, to give a little bit of sort of impression of 3D space. But yeah, a good chair is worth the money. This one's, I mean, to begin with, it was a little bit. Yeah, I can certainly link. I don't know if they do this model at the moment. At the time I got it, it was. Yeah, but my back's knackered. Mine was well knackered before I bought it. But yes, Brian, I will link you the manufacturer. And I got mine from, well, Mullen and I both got ours from Overclockers. So the thing that actually helped my back more than anything, Skipper Jeff, was weightlifting. So, would you believe? I didn't think I'd ever be able to weightlift, but it was. Oh, there's Colonel Fork with a link to noblechairs.com. Yeah, so I've got the so Hero Anthracite. So it's the Hero series. But I don't know if they do it, but they are quite expensive, but they are very comfortable. Very lots of different positions the chair can go in. Don't know what the UK version, if the UK versions have different ones. Yeah, so there was 2 gallons on the left. It's a very good question, Annalise, and I don't know. I absolutely don't know. I mean, we should all try and... Yeah, I'm sure you do, Dougal. I mean, I use this chair a lot. I used to work all day long, and then Squawk Mode Hoonigan has cheered 100 bits. Oh, Squawk Mode Hoonigan, that's really kind of you. Thank you so much. Welcome along to the stream. I hope you've enjoyed us. We're just about to start changing the weather again, because we're just about to outrun this storm a little bit as we get on our way back to Akyab. Monday night we will fly from Akyab to Yangon. But yeah, I sit in my chair a lot. If I'm not flight simming, I'm working. If I'm not working, I'm flight simming or playing Final Fantasy 14 or Outriders at the moment, just to get rid of the alley rage. Well, hello. I hope you're doing very well. Welcome along. You've caught us on the... I'm doing very well, thank you, and I hope you are too, and having a great weekend. We're on leg 21 of the Amelia Earhart round the world flight, and today we are actually going a bit of a circular route today. We are now on our way back to Sitwe because we've been brought back or pushed back by this tropical storm, which on the 18th of June 1937 they experienced and couldn't get back. So they couldn't get through to Yangon. It was too treacherous. So we're going back. The weather will clear. Oh, nice, Dougal. I'm glad, because absolutely you should have had... You know, the motherboard was dodgy. Cool. I mean, I've only ever flown GA in real life. Only ever flew recreationally. So never did it commercially, and I started flying too late, too old in my life. So so I've never experienced airliners, but at some point I will try and do some. But this is what I'm trying to recreate the round the world flights at the moment. So in 2017, a Mooney did this flight to do the 80th anniversary. So we're flying this. It was heavily modified with a 200-gallon tank that gave it around a 300 nautical mile range. And we've got a load more people with us. We've got the Fireflies of the two-tone Mercury flying surface. We've got Kazaki Flyer, Danish GD, Dangerous Brian, XBMF Smurfy, and there is someone else back there. I think there's Kazaki Flyer back there. Who else? We've had quite a few people, but it's been pretty dreadful weather. And we normally fly GA aircraft all the time. We fly with two-tone Murphy on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and we fly with Colonel Falk on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and most Sundays. And I stream on Saturdays, mainly because my work makes it too difficult to do it during the week. Mac 2090, welcome, or 2090, should I say? I don't think my shout-outs are working. I don't know. Oh, it's the wrong way around. But I can. What's my nearest field? Oh, it's... The airport we're going back to, Dougal. We're going back to Sitwe, so that's really the closest one to us. So we're flying towards it, really. Oh, nice. Squawk Mode Hooligan. Well, I shall take your name down and give you a follow. And then I come and watch you. There we go. Giving you a quick follow there. And I shall come and watch you when you're next on. And there's Leberthron with the follow. Thank you very much. Thanks for the follow. It is close. So it's change tanks time. Does MSFS simulate failures and damage? It does if you set it on. Oh, Annalisa, you take care, darling. Thank you so much for coming on and doing what you can for us. Thank you for being here, and you take care. So I did change tanks then, didn't I? Oh, it doesn't matter if I haven't, because it's 35 and 35. So we are now going to go back. So this would normally come back to better weather, but I don't have a better way of doing it. So we're going to go into... Get ready to bump around a bit. Into big and bold. I wish I could set it so there was a stream of weather. So it wasn't quite as bold as that was. And there we are. It's Danish GG. Oh, you take care, darling. I mean, we're not too far away now. Take care, Squawk Mode Hooligan. I'll try and catch you another day. Yeah, VYSW is our closest, but well, sort of clear skies. Back to the windage. There's Dougal in the distance. I'm sorry, this is a little bit of a short flight, Dougal, but welcome along. Oh, nice flying there, mate. Right on my wing. I guess. But I'd expect a wall of grey behind us as we fly out of it, rather than it just suddenly stopping. Do you know what I mean? It's nice and bumpy again. Yeah. I hope your headache gets better soon, darling, and make sure you use the migraine cap if you need to. I've recommended that migraine cap to several other people now, and they all love it. I think in the Gibbo Island household, they all argue over it. It's because they all, sadly, the kids and the wife suffer from headaches. But they are brilliant. I don't mind looking crazy with an ice pack on my head. Oh, it's bouncy. So my landing's going to be bouncy again, like it was last time. I don't care either, Annalisa. I don't care at all. They absolutely make my head... Because if you're a migraineur, some things stop working. Mine tends to be my heat centre. So everyone knows when I've really got a bad head, because I go bright red. And I overheat. And then if I get overheating, I get a bit delirious. As well as everything else that can come along with a migraine. But they just cool my head down and take such a lot of the pain away. It's just brilliant. I am so grateful you told me about those, because I'd used to use gel packs on my head, or foreheads to cool my head down and things like that. But it was either that or tons of drugs. Is Burma off our wing? Yeah, they fall over and then the forehead patches dry up. Yeah. Dennis is... Look at that. I wish I was as good as Dennis. I am useless at formation flying normally. When I'm in the front, it's okay. Oh, such windage. Yeah, it's brilliant. Really makes my headaches a lot better to cope with. I mean, luckily, as you get older, they do slow down. You get less of them. Obviously, as the hormones change and everything. But, you know, when I was in my teens, and the doctor said, yeah, they will ease up when you're in your 50s. I was like, thanks. Thanks for that. They will. I guarantee they will get less. But they won't stop, but they will get less. My first migraine happened when I was 4 years old. I remember it very, very vividly. We were on holiday with my mum and dad and sister, and I think we were in Weymouth, and I got this terrible migraine, and I could hardly see. In the end, I wasn't very well, and my mum so my mum gets them. My dad and sister don't. So yeah, I got the unlucky stick. You learn to live with them, and you learn to push through. But there are, there are only. I mean, my blinds I've got here, they're blackout blinds for a reason. Living to get to 50 is the trick. Well, I'm well past that. God, I'm halfway to 60. Between 50 and 60. I'm 55 this year. I fooled myself into thinking I was still 54, but I'm not. I'm 55 this year. I thought I was going to be 54 this year, but we call it dodgy genes. Yeah. But I don't remember my nan having them. So, but I wouldn't wish migraines on my worst enemy. That's how bad they are. I am indeed 55 this year. I was born in December 1966. I know. That's why I keep going I'm ancient, and that's why I go nananaps. Because I'm nearly old. Well, I guess I'm old enough to be a nana. 60 years young, Dougal. So it's 55 going, or 60 going on 12 in my, or 55 going on 12 in my head. I certainly don't feel 55. I thought I was 54 last year. My partner right now 63. Bruv. I don't mind. XBMS Murphy, 40 is the new 20. I hope so, Levatron. I hope, I'll tell you what, there are days where I have no energy. I have no energy at all. There are days when I'm terribly, 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 terribly tired and feel very, very old. This week, I have felt very, very old. Oh, this is windy. 33 and 35 change tanks in 2 gallons. Everything is in greens and blues, and the reds and blues are where they need to be. Fred's okay in the back. He's looking a bit green again as we come back towards Burma. I wish I was 20. Do you know what? I keep saying I wish... So, there's only one reason I'd like to be 20 again. I'd like to be 20 again, knowing what I know today. Because then I know what I wouldn't have wasted my life on. And what I would have tried to do instead. I would have... yeah. I would have made it such that I could fly earlier. My biggest regret is I didn't learn to fly soon. Oh, Dennis! Dennis is upside down. I didn't try it soon enough. And it's very expensive these days. It always has been. But I wish I could have done it sooner. The waters are very still. Even though I'm bouncing around all over the place. How am I going to say that? Hello, SFR. Orange SFR. I hope you're doing well. You would have worked for Microsoft and sorted this mess out. Yeah. Okie dokie. So let's make sure we are going to be prepared for landing. So harnesses are secure. Everything's where they need to be for the moment. Fred, get seat belted up. Runway is in sight. We're approximately 9 miles out. We're going to come in for runway 11 again. It's going to be a windy landing. Okay. So we'll change to fullest tank for landing. We will make sure harnesses are secure. Doors are locked and secure. Mixture is full rich. RPM and propeller is where it needs to be for the moment. And manifold pressure is good. 6 miles to go. We will start slowing down now. And as we are slowing down, hold that for a minute. We'll start coming down a little bit. So runway elevation is 39 feet. I'm not going to cut the engine and just glide. I am going to slow it down. Don't you worry. We've got a little way to go yet. The wind is awful, so we will trim, pitch, attitude and trim, or attitude, pitch, trim in this case. So within 5 miles. If I cut engine now, I'm going to go swimming with the sharkies, and we don't want to do that right now. So as we're in the Mooney, we'll fly it by the numbers. As I say, it's a real shame that you don't have the golden pagodas of Sitway here. They would be something. There's one literally to the northwest of the runway. And they're gold leaf shining in the sun. They would be beautiful. Trim. Keep your arms, legs inside, not near the sharks. Very bumpy. Hopefully it'll be like it was last time and nice. Yeah, all my flaps are down. Oh, there's Steve Solo with us from the Thunderflies, bringing us in. Danish G. Thank you, Steve. Good to see you, my friend. Okay. Come on. Bring her up. Bring her up. Oh, she's windy. Right, get that aileron in. Come on. Stop floating. Right, dance. Dance. Stop. There we go. And we're down. Oh, she is feisty in the wind. Dance, dance on the pedals. Yeah, trying to stop the spin out. Because they can go a bit crazy once you're down. So here we are, back in Sitway. As Fred said, back in 1937, 2 hours going nowhere. Steve Salo is down, one of the Thunderflies. And we can get outside and watch people come in. Thank you, Steve, for bringing me in. Kazaki Flyer, welcome back to Akyab. Little bit of skip. Oh, and you're down. Here comes Dougal. And Dougal is down. Welcome back. Hey, Dr. No Thumb, how you doing? You just caught us at the end of the flight. Back at Akyab. We took off, tried to go to Rangoon, got turned back by a tropical storm. And here we are, back in Akyab. Hey, R. Singleton, I hope you all, and Dr. No Thumb, you're having a great weekend. Here comes Dangerous Brian. Oh, that massive headage. Get away with your woman. And welcome to Akyab, back in Burma. On Monday night at 17:30, we will do the Akyab to Rangoon leg, where we will land ready for our longer flight next Saturday, where we will end up in Bangkok. Get away with your woman. Up here you'd go, how way man? Here's Brian now. And down. Well done, Brian. It's a bit of a float, isn't it, coming in with this, if you're on this weather that I'm on. That was, didn't want to come down. Tried to land it on the roof of the bus and the bus drove away. Just waiting now for XBMF Smurfy. And we will be another 2 legs down. Yeah, there was really bad FPS earlier. I can't quite tell you what mine is because I've literally turned everything off as much as I can. 14. Crikey. I mean, my Radeon software should tell me, but it's not. Here comes XBMS Smoky now. Well, it's what your instructor, well, my instructor certainly taught me. Imagine at the threshold of the runway, there is a bus, and as you come over it, it's starting to move. And as you level out, you want to level out, try to land on the top of the bus, then power off down to the runway, then nose to the end. Eyes to the end, sorry, nose up. XBMF Smurfy, welcome, welcome. I felt like the proverbial monkey on that landing, bumpsy daisy. Yeah. Well, there we go. Oh, this we are down. We are on the ground. We've made it another week. That's everyone down, I think. I think Danis has got... Oh, here comes Danis. Didn't Danis land, or is he coming into land now? Or is he just going to... I thought Danis was down, but he might just be doing an overfly. Or he might be doing a short field. Might be doing us a flyby. Oh, here comes Danis now. Welcome, Danis. Welcome. You nearly got sorted in a side lane. Yeah, because you've got one locally, haven't you, Aditya? Well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much once again for spending your very valuable Saturday afternoons sat here watching me fly around the world, following Amelia Earhart's 1937 round the world flight. Thank you once again. We will do a quick raid off. I think I'm going to pick that swamp donkey and to raid today. It's got a whole 4 viewers, so let's give him a nice surprise. I'll catch you Monday evening for a quick 1.5 hour flight down to Rangoon in preparation for our longer flight next Saturday. So thank you so much again. Thank you for your generosity with the subs, the follows, the chat, the keeping me laughing, the enjoying, making this an absolute joy for me. Without you, it wouldn't be worth it. But thank you once again, everybody. Have a great rest of your weekend, and I will see you all soon. Take care, everybody. Catch you next week. Why won't this raid? Do it the hard way then. Take care, everyone.